HR Puff and Step. Who's your friend when things get rough? HR Puff and Step. Can't do a little 'cause you can't do enough.
Once upon a summertime, just a dream from yesterday, a boy in this magic golden flute.
Marty Krofft is possibly the last remaining independent entertainment mogul. He was honored, along with his brother Sid, with a Lifetime Achievement Emmy from the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences in 2018. This last year, he received their star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame in honor of their company's 50th anniversary. The shows they created have become as legendary as they are and were Saturday morning staples for children everywhere. As they got up early, poured a bowl of cereal, and watched Land of the Lost, The Boogaloos, Electric Woman, Dinah Girl, Far Out Space Nuts, Sigmund and the Sea Monsters, and my personal favorite, HR Puffin Stuff. Their primetime programming was equally as popular with the adults, including The Donnie and Marie Show, Barbara Mandrell, The Brady Bunch Variety Hour, and The Mandrell Sisters, and a political satire of DC Follies. Ladies and gentlemen, my guest, Marty Krofft. Okay, so right now I am calling Marty Krofft. Hello, Marty. Are you there?
I am here.
There
I'm
you
all
are.
here.
Hi. Welcome to the show. How are you?
It's great to be in New York and not have to get on a plane.
Through the magic of television, right? So I was telling Harlan, who introduced us, how genuinely excited I am to have you on my show. You and your brother are the reason that I grew up to be who I am today.
Wow.
It's true.
That's exciting.
And that's because of one of your many shows, HR Puffin Stuff. Now,
Oh. I'm going to give you the address of where to send the checks to.
so your creations have always helped people of all generations allow their imagination to come to life.
Well, that's great.
And because of that, and because of that being ingrained in my little heart when I was actually like watching the television set that's actually here on my set now, my old Zenith, my 1964 Zenith, Marty, is sitting on my set. And because I grew up watching a lot of your material and a lot of your creativity, it allowed my brain to somehow know that it was okay. You know, like I hear HR Puffin Stuff and Witchy Poo and all of those great, fabulous characters, and you're the person, your team, you're celebrating your 50th anniversary, and I'm 56 this year. So you brought that to life in me, and I wanted to tell you thank you. It's a big deal for me. You know, it's like, come and play with me, Jimmy, come and play with me, right? You took our imaginations and you took us on this journey, and boy, oh boy, thank you. So that just was like me doing a little bit of fangirling on you, but now it's all about you. So thanks very much.
Great. I'm glad you called me.
Oh my gosh, I'm so glad to meet you. Your graphics early on, I guess you started as a puppeteer, correct? Did your dad discover you?
Well, my brother, was a puppeteer. My dad worked with him, of course. And so Sid really started it all. And then I came aboard and took over. And actually, look, we've had this company for 50 years. And I have not only been involved creatively, of course, but I've run the company for 50 years. So I guess we should be in the Guinness Book of Records, because I don't think anybody else, any of the other show companies that did kid shows, are even around today. They either died, they went bankrupt, or they sold out. So we're still an independent, and we're still doing what we're doing. And the company is, still into creating and producing new product, And of course, you can't kill the old shows with a baseball bat.
Well, they are just so important. And it's so funny because we just had somebody walk through and that was Will Mead. So I don't know if you noticed that. But anyway, our whole team, just like your whole team, we're just a bunch of crazy nuts. We're just creative. We wake up creative, we go to sleep creative, and we love our craft. That's one thing that I know about you and your brother. And you even have a star on the Walk of Fame now.
You know what? We got there in the nick of time, right before the disaster happened in the world. So yeah, we do have a star on Hollywood Boulevard, right next to the Pantages, right in front of, the Funko company, which has our pop figures, so that's a real successful company. So they put us at the front door. So that's where we are on Hollywood Boulevard.
And that's exactly where you belong, right at the front door. I love that. So you, for your own personal favorites, I mean, I love them all, whether it's Being Lost or, Sigmund. Oh my gosh, Sigmund the Sea Monster. What an adorable creature, right?
Well, listen, that's one thing we were great at, finding a way to make great characters that could stay around forever. So between the Sigmund Puffin stuff, Land of the Lost with the Pecunies and the Sleestacks, this is what's great is someone like you still remembers it, still knows the songs, and so we did something right.
Oh, you certainly did. The Sleestacks were so scary. We're like, the Sleestacks are coming, and it was just like, I don't know, you walked right through the screen for all of us, really, truly. And you're still doing fantastic things. You also did a lot of other specials. You did the Mandrells, Barbara Mandrell special, the Brady Bunch special, Donnie and Marie. You've done a lot of live action things.
Did Barbara Mandrell and the Mandrell sisters, which was on the air for 3 years. And of course, we created Donnie and Marie, back in the middle 70s. So we have a history of having hit live shows, primetime shows. They're all live. And, so that's where we're at. We're still doing it. In fact, there's stuff coming now that I can't talk about, but I'll come back.
Okay.
There's stuff happening. They're going to be very, very special that's happening. And so we've got a great group of people and a great company, and the creativity is still all there, fortunately, for us.
Yes. And speaking of wonderfulness and your journey, you're good friends with a lot of wonderful people. And sadly, Betty White just passed away. And I know that you had a funny Betty White story when you went to her talking about front door. You went to her front door. Can you share with us what happened that day?
We're doing DC Follies, and I went to her front door to rehearse, and I hear about 100 dogs barking. So she opens the door, and I said, Betty, do these dogs bite? She looks at me and says, you're kidding. They all bite. That's the story. So she was one special human being, the nicest woman, just a great human being. And I'm glad that I got to know her. And, I used to see her get Golden, let me see, it was that Cincinnati show that was done right here where we are at CBS Radford in the Studio City. So I used to see her all the time. But, right up until the end, she was active, and, nobody had her demeanor and just the kind of niceness about her and real, So she always put something. I always said, we work in fantasy, we shouldn't live in it. That's what she was doing. Yeah.
And also, just the other day, Bob Saget passed away, and I know that you worked with him as well. And he was a good friend of yours.
I knew him well. And, that was a very sad moment when I heard that. I think I heard that yesterday. So, I don't know what happened, but he was special. And of course, John Stamos, who's a friend of ours, was like his best friend out of the shows that they did together years ago. But, look, I don't know what happened, But I guess the bottom line is nobody gets out of here alive.
We
You know,
don't,
so-
right? The one way on the stage and one way off the stage. And while we're here, we do what we do to hopefully, help people, love the moments, make memorable moments for them and entertain them. And you've done that so well. You actually got a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Emmys also.
And we did that a couple of years ago. We got that. And look, whatever we got, I'm going to enjoy. And that was a good one for us. And of course, the Star on Hollywood Boulevard, that was great. And, look, we're not saving lives. We're entertaining people and making people happy. The one thing I do know, in the 70s and early 80s, there were only 3 networks. And I know that every kid in the country saw our shows at least once. So they know us pretty good. And that's why I guess our stuff's still alive.
It's so true. I love too when they would come on with HR Puff and stuff, and it's like makeup, the gigantic powder puff, went everywhere, and so much of that like slapstick, playful humor, right? I do think sometimes we are saving lives because I think the things that you do make people laugh and they make people forget about their woes and their worries, even for a short while. And I also love your logo. I mean, Marty, it's you kept it the same. It's basically that same vibrant kind of 60s cool vibe to it.
Yeah, why change it if it works?
Yeah, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
You got it. So we try to do what we know would work, and I guess it did. Now, with Puff and Stuff,
Yes.
that was our first show. So there will be something coming with Puff and Stuff.
Good.
Again, I'm not being mysterious,
Okay.
but promise I'll be back.
That's- yeah.
Love all the stuff.
Oh.
That meant a lot to us.
Thank you so much. And like I said, when Harlan said that I was going to be able to reach out to you and that I was going to get to talk to you today, I haven't slept for the last 3 days because I was that excited. And I was telling my friend, I said, I'm so nervous. And they're like, you're not nervous, you're just excited. I genuinely thank you for being on this show. Thank you so much for your creativity, your gloriousness, the things that you've done, the things you're going to be doing. Love and happiness and light to you and the entire team.
Hey, thanks, Donna. You are the best.
Oh, you are too.
Thanks.
Happy journeys.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.